This was, oh, I was like, wow, you were born in 1993? But
No.
yeah. I think it'd be really interesting to hear about your perspective of the war, because you said you weren't really part of it, but you were around for it. Like, you read newspapers and stuff,
Yeah,
right?
well, you see, I was living in the Midlands, that's the middle part of the country, and we weren't affected as much as other cities were.
Like, the big cities.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. And how old were you when it started? Around, like, a teenager?
You know, my brain is sleepy, so
Yeah.
my eyes are awake, but my brain is sleepy.
Yeah. But you were young, because it was...
Yeah. Oh, yeah, probably a teenager.
It started in the mid-30s? Mid to
I
late
was
30s?
born in 23.
Yeah. And this was
So
like
in
the...
33, I was only 10.
Mm-hmm.
Do some adding up.
So... It's funny, we're talking about World War II right now in class, and I can't remember when it started.
Yeah.
I know America didn't come in until the 40s, but I think it had been going on for a couple years
Britain,
before.
Yeah, we'd been in it earlier than that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, like, do you remember much from that time? Of like,
Not really, because we weren't affected by the war where I was living. We were far away.
But, like,
I mean, I do remember a few times when they had some small bombing experiences, because my dad we thought he'd been injured, and he was at his office, and he was okay.
this was out in the Midlands?
But it was in the Midlands, yeah.
What did you... maybe not so much about the war, but, like, when you were little, what did you do, really?
What did I do when I
As
was...
a kid?
As a kid?
Yeah,
I mean,
did
growing
you...
up?
Yeah. Did you, like, go to the movies?
Well, not until I was probably closer to a teenager. But not same as any other kid, a pretty normal life. So, you've grown up with younger siblings.
Well, yeah, but we have, like, TV and stuff now, and, like,
that's true.
little game toys that we play instead of going outside and stuff.
Yeah, what did we have?
So there's definitely differences.
Yeah, I can see it now.
Yeah.
But I thought everything we did was just naturally pretty normal for that time.
What would you say would be normal?
God, I don't know. I'm not a very good person to interview. I know I'm hardcore, which I can't help.
Would you want to talk about it a little later then? Like maybe, when did you come to America? When did you come to America?
To live, you mean?
Yeah.
When I got married, which was in 39. I'd been here visiting, but not staying long.
And you guys, did you come to Chicago right away?
I don't remember.
To live?
I mean, I don't remember. Maybe I only came to Chicago because I was married, and that's where he was sent to Chicago.
So you came for Papa Ron's job?
Yeah, really, yeah, to start with, yeah.
And then did you work at that time?
Yeah, I was a beautician.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
You didn't know that? You didn't know I did the Queen's hair?
Well, I did, but I thought you did something else when you came here. I just didn't know what.
Well, I was going to say, I wasn't really working here as a beautician. It was because the time I came here, I was getting married, and I didn't.
Is that why you always look so fabulous?
What?
Is that why you always look so fabulous?
Whoever put something in your mind, or
do you see this lady? Look how hot she is.
I don't think so. You're very welcome to look through all the albums, but
every picture of you in this album is like, you're all done up so nicely. People don't put that much effort in anymore. See? He doesn't look as pretty. It's my dad right there.
Oh, wait, that's Ron?
No, that's...
No, that's Don?
Yep.
Oh my gosh, I mean, I don't see very well even that small a picture, you know, with my glasses on.
Was that always confusing in your house, saying Ron, Don, and John?
Yes, always. Yeah, Ron, John, and Don.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was always 3 names to everybody, each of them.
That's fun.
Oh.
Do you remember getting Patch?
Yes, I do remember getting Patch.
My dad was... How old was he at that time?
About 4.
4?
Yeah.
And you
He
guys...
was very much a little one, you know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Please, 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 you know, mommy, please.
You got him off of a farm?
Yes, that's right.
Why were you out by a farm?
Well, we used to go there. We knew the people that owned it.
Oh.
And asked whether they had it or whether it was just local.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody had it. And we saw these puppies. And of course, naturally, any small child wants a puppy. So.
I mean, I've always asked for a dog.
Yeah, right.
Up until, like, last year when we got Wrigley.
Yeah.
So that was fun. Yeah, so that day you were up at a farm, and my dad just kept asking.
Yeah.
And what made you guys give in?
Well, for some, before we left the farm, without coming home with a puppy, we wanted to stop for a meal.
Mm-hmm.
And we pulled at this restaurant. Oh no, I'm wrong. We did get the puppy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we did get a puppy. And we're going home and we needed a meal.
Mm-hmm.
So we go to this restaurant, but we can't take the puppy in because we don't know, we don't know anything about the puppy, how they behave. So Don opted to stay in the car. As long as we pulled the car up to the window of the restaurant, and it was on the ground floor, and we could keep an eye on them from inside. And so that's how come we got the Patches.
That's a fun story.
Yeah. Oh, well, then we came home. We were living in an apartment, and we were supposed to ask, we didn't know if they'd allow animals.
Yeah.
And then we arrived home with an animal. Well, it was a little confrontation, but we got through it, and we were able to keep the puppy.
That's nice.
Mm-hmm. And it grew up. It was well trained and it behaved well. So no, everybody liked the puppy. So.
My dad said that he knew each person in the house's footstep.
Yeah.
So he'd know who was coming home.
Right. Yeah. It seems
That's so cool.
Yeah.
I don't think Wrigley knows that, or he does, and he's hiding it.
Yeah. It doesn't show it, maybe though.
Or he shows the same amount of enthusiasm for everyone.
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. What do you remember from the Cold War?
What?
The Cold War?
What about it? What did you say?
I just think it's so interesting because I didn't live through any of it.
No.
I mean, we can argue that we're still sort of in it, but it got really intense.
I don't know what the question was.
Like, what was... Maybe it's too vague. But all this was happening during the Cold War era.
Yeah, right. At that time, yeah.
That's cool. Did that really have any effect on your guys' lives? Or, like, was it just sort of happening?
Well, it happened. You couldn't do anything about it.
Yeah.
So we lived through it. Mm-hmm. And we were fortunately well taken care of.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna look through this and see if I could pick out anything.
Or if you think this is not going well and you have to put more into it, you can do it another day as well. But you can do as much as you want to today. That's my parents, my father and my mother. When we were young,
What did your father do?
What?
What did your father do? For
They had grocery shops.
Oh, grocery shops.
Yeah, there were 4 or 5 in the town, different parts of the town.
What town was that?
It was called Wolverhampton.
Oh, Wolverhampton.
Mm-hmm.
Is Wolverhampton in England?
Yes, it's in England. It's
'Cause-
in the county of Staffordshire. Staffordshire's in what we call the Midlands, the middle part of the country.
Cool.
Yeah.
So you own grocery stores and they're sort of like the local shops?
Yeah.
That's cool. And did your mother work or?
No,
Did
my
she-
mom I don't think she ever worked.
That's cool.
But she went in for fancy pastry cooking.
Mm-hmm.
When she was when she was out of school, she didn't go out to get a job like everybody else in later years did.
That's cool. So she got into making pastries?
Yeah,
That's cool.
she was a great cook, but pastry and fancy stuff was a specialty.
Mm-hmm.
Am I looking right? Oh yeah, that's my oldest sister Joyce, and Vera, and Monica.
And that's you?
And that's me, and then
who's the
John
baby?
is the youngest, yeah.
So you
So
had...
we had a nursemaid that took care of us. My mum did. I can't remember my mum ever changing anybody's diaper or anything.
So you had 3 older sisters
Yeah.
and a younger brother?
Mm-hmm.
That's nice. That's a
Yeah.
big family.
There was 5 of us, 4 girls, 1 boy. Yeah.
That must have been fun.
Oh, we didn't think so at the time.
Yeah. And who's in this picture? That's you.
That's me, yeah. And that's my cousin, who's the same age as me. And that's her. Well, I don't know whether they were married at that time, but he's the one that she married. He may have been dating at that time.
You're 15 in this picture?
Yeah.
Oh my god. You look so much older.
They always said that I was the 4th one of 4 girls, the youngest one. And they always said that I was stealing all their clothes and everything. It was always, I was always in the wrong.
This is even fashionable today.
Hmm?
The outfit you're wearing? People wear stuff like
I
that
had
today.
some very remarks about that picture that I don't care to talk about.
So you had... Whoa. Lots of letters. Is the Empress of Australia the boat you worked on?
Well,
The
it was
ship?
one of them, the last one, and so I wasn't on that one for very long. But I was.
Yeah, this was in 1953.
But that was the captain of the ship that I was at that time.
Who took these pictures?
Hmm?
Who took these pictures?
I have no idea. It's a long, long time ago. Lexi. You know how old your grandmother is now.
Very young.
Yeah.
So very cool.
Well, that's my sister Vera on the day she was married. And I stood up for her. It was during the war years, so you didn't have, big weddings where you dressed in white and had lots of bridesmaids. It was a wartime wedding.
Is that why she's dressed sort of simply?
Suits, yes.
And he's got a army uniform.
Yeah. He's they were both in the Air Force. That's where he met her when she was what they called a WAF. They called the women who joined the Women's Air Force WAFs. And she was in that.
That's very cool.
But she didn't want to be married in uniform, so he was and she wasn't.
I love your fur coat in this picture.
Yes, now Joyce was my oldest sister. She was the second oldest. Then there was Monica, who was the next one, and then I was the youngest of the 4.
And that picture of you So gorgeous. This is your wedding?
Yes, that's right. That's Ron's sister.
Was she your maid of honor?
Yeah.
That's cool. So, did you still keep it small, or is this?
Yeah, it was just a family. His
That's
family,
nice.
my family didn't come over from England.
His family. Were you married in Canada?
In
or?
Canada.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's cool.
Yeah.
So this is like
Ron's parents, that's his mother, and his brother-in-law. I can't really see.
it says that
This was his sister-in-law.
Ken, Kath, and Harry.
Yeah, right. Well, Cass
then-
was his sister-in-law.
Jack and Hilda.
Yeah, they were parents. Ron's,
And then, so they're his parents?
they're Ron's just a minute. Are they his grandparents or they're not?
They look like they'd be his parents, maybe.
Okay.
And then Hank, Ron and Sheila.
Hank was his friend, who I didn't know very well because I didn't know him growing up, you know.
And then, oh, that's Aunt Eileen?
That's Eileen, yes.
Oh, that's so cool. And this is Brian?
Brian, yes.
Is this Uncle Brian?
When he was little.
Oh
yeah.
my God.
You've met him, haven't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
We stayed with them when we went to
Right.
Canada.
Yeah.
I didn't know he
Yeah.
was like, I thought he was closer to my dad's age.
No, he was much younger.
That's so cool. You can't really see it here, but the details on your dress are so pretty.
Oh, thank you. Well, I remember people said, what was your dress made of? When I bought that dress, they told me that it was made of shark skin.
Shark skin?
Yeah. The material.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone wears a dress made of that anymore.
I don't, it was material to me, but it was the...
Is this Rosalie?
Well, that's Rosalie. We used to do sort of stand-up comic work, the two of us. We'd always come up with something, and we used to have this little signature tune, which was, I want to say hello, I want to see you smile, I want to hold your hand again. It was
I'd like to
can't
join you
remember.
in all the party fun.
yeah,
I'd like to do the little things we used to do before.
yeah,
Laughing, talking, living as we did of yore.
yeah.
It's no
We
surprise.
made that up.
Oh, that's so cool. She said, what a wonderful party starter always was.
Yeah. Well, we were always starting off, getting people in the party mood.
The hype
party
man.
mood. Yeah, yeah.
That's so cool. You're the,
Yeah, you had a different kind of grandmother back in those days.
the life of the party.
Yeah.
This person has nice handwriting. Round and about.
What was that? Local newspaper.
Yeah, it says, great thrill for Wolverhampton hairdresser Miss Sheila Blakemore was to be called upon to dress Princess Elizabeth's hair just before the princess landed at Liverpool from the Empress of Scotland on her return from Canada. So you did her hair while she was coming back from Canada?
Yeah, from Canada, yeah.
That's so cool.